Welcome to Greater Good Radio Hawaii, where leaders inspire leaders. Greater Good Radio Hawaii is dedicated to social entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Evan Leong, and with me is my co-host, Carrie Leong.
Thank you, Evan. Today's guest is Shelley Wilson. At the young age of 21, she decided to start her own business, Wilson Homecare. She was recognized in 2003 by Pacific Business News as one of Hawaii's 40 under 40 and was one of the fastest 50 companies 2 years in a row. Her company was also recognized in Forbes Magazine with an Outstanding Small Business Award. She is actively involved with different business community organizations such as the Chamber of Commerce and the Healthcare Association of Hawaii, to name a few. And she also provides international support to aid underprivileged children in Africa and Vietnam. Please welcome to our show a young and very accomplished woman, Miss Shelley Wilson. Welcome to our show, Shelley.
Thank you.
So could you tell us a little bit more about Wilson Homecare?
Well, we are celebrating our 10-year anniversary this year, and we've been in the island of Oahu only for the last 10 years, providing in-home healthcare services, everything from companionship to skilled nursing. Our primary level of care that we provide for most of our patients is certified nursing assistants, and we do basic activities of daily living with patients in their homes. And our clients range from infants, babies, all the way up to geriatrics. Some of them recover from their ailments and illnesses, and other people, we also do work with hospice.
Being so young, what inspired you to open up a home care facility?
Well, actually, when I was very young, in 1992, I was in the military, and I was in an active duty military accident. And after that period of time, I was in a wheelchair for some time and recovering. It took several years for me to fully recover. Eventually, I moved out to Hawaii. So I think that was definitely an inspiration to me to start an in-home type business. Where I was in Iowa when I was injured, I didn't have any care available. So,
what's the story behind how you ended up in Hawaii?
I came out to Hawaii after being in a wheelchair in 30 below zero weather in Iowa, and I came out here with some friends, and I recovered at Tripler Army Medical Center. So just a combination between the military bringing me here and friends and weather. And
so you've stayed for that whole time period. What keeps you from going back to the mainland?
The business, definitely the business, and I feel like Hawaii is definitely my home. I've lived here longer than I've ever lived anywhere before. I definitely have a family, I think, in our community here. We have about 200, well, almost 230 staff right now, between I guess 230 and 250 staff. So it's awfully difficult to leave my Wilson Homecare family.
You mentioned that you recovered at Tripler Hospital. After that, you went home for recovery. Is that when you realized that, it was difficult to find the help in the home?
Prior to coming to Hawaii, I was incapacitated, completely incapacitated, and that's when I was staying with my parents at the time and recovering. And then once I came to Hawaii, I've never left since. So Tripler was more of therapy and getting back on my feet.
Going through that kind of experience at a young age, what is the most important lesson you took from it that you use today?
I think that I was 18 when I had my accident. I think a lot of 18-year-olds feel like they have 9 lives and the sky's the limit. And being involved in a near-death accident really puts things in perspective pretty quickly, that life is very, very precious, and I better do something really big. I've been given an opportunity to make my mark and help other people. So.
How was that for you, opening up the business at 21, because that's a really young age? And are you able to share some of the challenges and some of the things that you learned along the way that helped you to become successful?
Yeah, I think at any age it's a challenge to start a business and maintain your drive and passion and ambition. But if you really believe in what you're doing, you can find a way. You can make it happen. But I think being so young also helped me from not knowing any better. To a certain degree, it was being a little bit naive about business and the world and finance and whatnot. But I learned a lot of tough lessons, and I just kept on getting back up again. And those are probably some of the best ways to learn, is to actually go through the experience and be knocked down a few times. But I think when I first started the business, I had 3 other jobs at the time. I didn't receive a paycheck from the company for 5 years, which most people think is crazy, but you know, in the long run, it certainly has paid off. And you know, I wasn't doing it to become a bazillionaire either. It was really, my heart was to help people and to you know, it's wonderful even for our employees just to be able to provide a job and opportunities for them as well.
What kept you going for 5 years without pay?
Other jobs. I was definitely needing to work in other jobs, but I think that I just knew that it was going to work out. I just knew that eventually Hawaii is very much a tight-knit community of people know people and reputation, and if you do a good job, they'll tell their friends and family about you, and I think that's what really has paid off, is the word-of-mouth business that we've created.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned for more on Greater Good Radio.